Hey folks, what's going on? So today I will discuss GameStop Corp. So GME, the ticker symbol GME. So many people are curious whether GameStop can fly higher or it should not fly higher and it should go down. So what is the situation? So today I will discuss according to fundamental analysis of relative value. I will be making you a perfect image of what's going on in GameStop so that you can have a little bit of idea whether you should go ahead with it or you should leave it or whatever. It's up to you, but I will give you an idea. Okay, so if you see, I am here in the real intrinsic value. So let's come to the GameStop's today's price is $23.95. Today is July 3rd, July 2nd, 2025. So today the price is this. So what is the value, relative value? So if we understand the relative value, we'll be able to grab an idea whether we should go ahead with investing money or not. So this is the base case relative value for GameStop. It should be $4.90. While the price is $23.95, the value is actually $4.90. So this is the intrinsic value or relative value. So what is the worst case scenario? Worst case scenario, it should have the price of $4.57. And what is the best case? So in best case, it should be $5.25. So in base case scenario, which is the main case, base case scenario, its price is overvalued by 80%. Okay, so how is that? So if we discuss some of the multiples, I will discuss 6 most valuable multiples to me. So price to sales multiple is 2.9. So it is actually, you see, 14 means it is more expensive than 86% of the of its own history according to price versus sales multiple. So what about according to the industry analysis? So if you consider industry, 89% stocks are less expensive than than this GameStop, and GameStop is 89% more expensive than other stocks. So it is way too expensive. So what about P ratio? P ratio is extremely high. It is 51.4. You know it's very high. So it is more expensive than 75% of times of its own history. So according to P ratio. So what about industry? In industry, 98% stocks are cheaper than GameStop. So it is way too expensive. So what about price versus operating cash flow? This ratio is in terrible shape too. So price versus free cash flow to equity in terrible shape here as well. What about price versus book? It's also not so good. It's good only with its own comparison, with its only own history. But it's terrible if you consider with industry analysis. So relative to industry, it is way too expensive because it is more expensive than 74% of the stocks. So what about enterprise value versus sell? In this case too, it is way too expensive. You see, it is more expensive than 81% stocks of its own industry, and it is more expensive than 70% of its own history. So it is in all the topmost 6 most important price multiples of relative value. We see that GameStop is in terrible shape. So in this circumstance, I would never ever recommend you going ahead with GameStop in buying or holding it. I am in the club of not holding it. Like if you want to have investment in with your fresh capital money, you should not, according to my thinking or my analysis. But I'm not recommending you anything, I'm not suggesting you anything, I'm just giving you only a little bit of idea based on my knowledge and experience, expertise. So it is you who to judge, because it is Wall Street, anything can happen anytime, so must judge before invest. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.